matchups on paper, they definitely have tempo, right? If they split up the map in two, have the CK just farm and just try to run them over with the Bat Rider, it could work out for them. But I have no idea what's going to happen.
I think Beast Coast has to play for pickoffs because of the one-to-one counters, and I think Io's the best hero in the game at playing the map like that. So I would say I favor LGD in this. I also think Sven Io will beat a Bat Rider in lane.
All right, we're going to find out. Elimination on the line here. Let's head over to Slacks with Xiao8 for some final words.
Absolutely. Another monumental moment here at the arena. Thank you again, Jen and Xiao8, for coming out over another Game 3, another international, everything on the line yet again. I could ask you about the draft, I could ask you about the team, but honestly, I just want to know how you're feeling about Beast Coast. Any words for them, and any words for everybody watching you at home?
老王，就是我们又来到这里了，又是一届 TI， 又是一个回家局的第3把，然后这边 BP 说实话也不太重要了，就想问你这边对 BC 有什么目前有什么看法啊？认为他们是怎么样一个战队？包括有什么支持给所有的粉丝们？
我觉得 BC 也是一个特别强的战队，现在南美多塔都实力特别强劲，我们也非常重视和尊重他们，所以这一把不管怎样，希望双方都能打出精彩的比赛。
We think that Beast Coast is a really, really strong team, especially the entire South American region is now really, really strong, and we deeply respect them as well. So we think that this is going to be a very exciting match.
All right, well, it absolutely will be. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go in to this fantastic match as we throw it over for our casters for Game 3.
Thank you so much. Indeed, Slacks and Xiao8, the wonderful interview, as always, showing some respect to the team that they're up against here in this Game 3. They pushed them to the limit. We'll see if they have enough left in the tank here to take the victory in the end. Trent, Gunnar, we got to see some kind of wild drafts. The switch up at the end there as Hector's trying to zone out Zinq, but the Sven now pushed to position 1. There was some thought it was going to be support. What do you think about the drafts?
That's the power of Sven right now, right? We know that he's obviously helping to enable a lot of different cores right now. Everyone's looking towards this war cry and trying to help them stabilize in their game, this, in particular the Shadow Fiend, of course, throughout most of the group stage and then into the main stage where that hero's been struggling. But this idea of being there with the Leshrac, it all looks good, and I really like the picks. I like the CK when it came out, but then this Brewmaster, I think, really started to turn things for me in terms of really liking LGD's draft.
I think this tournament right now is kind of the tournament of the melee position 4s. Spirit Breaker picked up now. It was really successful when Boxy played it. 9 played it mid as well. The Marcy, just the Sven, right, too? A lot of these people are picking some harass.
Yeah, just some harass there. Yeah, like you said, Boxy made a huge performance on it the other day as well.
And I just think it's really cool that you can just pick Sven, and the entire draft you're dealing with the support Sven. You know, it's a stun and it's armor. That's all it is. We can pick Chaos Knight. He doesn't really care about that armor. He'll still kill heroes and then turn it to a core. And top bomb is getting very pressured.
Oh, down low. A couple more punches from Whisper. 8 stacks and it's enough. Whisper brings it down. First blood going to the bat. Again, 2 heroes that right now Beast Coast have picked that have had terrible win rates. The Bat Rider obviously throughout the entire tournament, and then the Shadow Fiend at the main event has also looked really, really rough, but it's still something they feel like is going to work for them here.
I know, I did this in school. When you multiply 2 negatives, it turns into a positive.
I like that. See if it works here for them.
They needed a lot of damage. You were saying burst damage as well from their last pick for Beast Coast. Lena Ban is really nice by LGD, but they take Shadow Fiend. I wouldn't be surprised if Chris goes for the Arcane Blink build this game. He plays a lot off bursting heroes because there's a lot of sustain on the side of LGD. They have the IO, they have the Bloodstone coming out at some point for Leshrac. Ame's going to get a BKB. It's just going to be very tanky, so
I actually thought everything was looking so good for Beast Coast through the draft. I felt like they really had an advantage and everything, but then when the Brewmaster came out and you start to look at the burst damage that was available, they really needed a lot of this last pick, and it's going to be tough. Like, to me, if they don't get that blow up on Faith Beyond at the start of this fight, it's just going to be so hard because you assume they're going to commit a lot of damage to him, and then, you know, he gets the ulti off. Now that damage has all been wasted, and you instantly have lost all the momentum in the engagement.
And just the spells that the Brew has in this game, they're so effective as well. The spell magic is going to be amazing with the Bat Rider, and then, of course, also the CK. Going to be really tough, and the other one, the Sidekick. All those things paired together, it's just an incredible Brew game.
we'll see. Generally, the double melee offlane can be a little scary, but I think they should be fine. They're also against the double melee safe lane, so a lot of hitting heroes are going to occur in the bot lane, and some pressure on Xingqiu's bot.
This is the all melee lane. You kind of just keep hitting each other, and everyone's kind of wondering. Yeah, you're just like, you know, everyone's quickly doing some math there.
You know what's interesting though is that each of these previous games we've seen the LGD squad come out ahead in terms of the laning stage, and right now it's looking pretty good for Beast Coast. In fact, with another jump through, this is going to be Ame under fire and dead in the top lane again. So Whisper, he has made this hero look good. He's doing it again in this elimination match.
I mean, if there's one thing you want to do, right? There's a couple of heroes here that when you're really feeling yourself with these players, this is who they want, right?
Whisper.
No.
Whisper dropping low, but not quite dead. Y could maybe go for the kill here. He's actually going back underneath the tower. Stun from downtown. Ame wants him real bad. The movement speed, it's close, but it's not going to get him out. Whisper goes down.
You think he just wanted to die?
No, I don't think so, Trent. His coach here is going to die afterwards.
He hit fairy fire.
That's fair. That's a good point. No,
I think he knew he was dead.
What, he probably didn't want to get stuck in the trees, though.
No,
We're
that
going to be real about it.
The creep did a lot of work there for LGD.
IO no disable. Creep disable. I don't know.
Very strong.
Who's better? You tell me.
There's a TP mid. Maybe going to try to go on nothing to say. He's okay.
Oh, it's close.
Trying to force it. This isn't good for Beast Coast. Feeling the pressure of this elimination game. They're going to lose some more there, and nothing to say, given the tips out, as we are hitting fast and furious at the start of this game 3.
Ouch. Runs mid, and he's got nothing to do with the Mercy.
Gonna have to walk back to top lane, try to help Whisper. Yeah, Whisper, they were having an amazing lane there before the creep incident. And Whisper just, the last time he played it, he had 7 kills in the first like 6-7 minutes, and it looks like it might go that way again. And thankfully for LGD, Ame is playing a hero that can go to the jungle very early. He will feel comfortable abandoning the lane. But, you know, you don't want to abandon the lane right now. Right now in a lot of games, you want to sit in the lane for 8 to 10 minutes as the carry, and if you have to abandon, it's a disadvantage.
Yeah, abandoning is really TPing to the other lane, hopefully getting a kill. It feels like that's when you actually want to make your move.
Well, and he's kind of committed for these like boots windlace combo to try and outrange and run away from Whisper, but it's just so much hunt down potential that it can really be a problem there.
That truly shows the dedication to the lane first spend by a windlace.
It's a IO windlace as well. You know, like
it's true. Yeah, he needs
the same movement speed. Here, help! It's 2 heroes, 2 boots, 2 windlaces for the price of 1. And I think a lot of the movement in this early game for LGD is gonna be on Faith Beyond. Whether they walk to him or he goes to mid.
Creep wave coming in for Y, getting close and does get away. So that one will keep him from getting brought down by Whisper, as Whisper is just gonna eat up this whole creep wave here too, and try and reset that lane potential a little bit. But K1 also having a great start. All of the lanes going fairly good for East Coast at this point.
Stinger keeps fouling. No, yeah, he's not going to find it bottom, as that's where LGD committed their resources.
Got him down. Couple more punches. Stinger in trouble. Hides behind the trees. That keeps him alive. Xingqiu now hiding. Looking for the stomp. Barely connects. And C-Smile comes in for the finish. That DD putting in work.
Unfortunately, nothing to say was, I think, like 5 experience off level 6. Doesn't have the damage to take down Stinger. And this is where you kind of look to Faith Beyond, as I was saying, to get level 6, and either you come with him to Sven, like the Sven goes bot, they try to kill the CK with the ult, or maybe he even smokes on mid.
Yeah.
Kills the Shadow Fiend, that's a really big kill, but instead Beast Coast is going to look to maybe pressure him out here. It'll be fun.
And it'll be a while until anyone else has that big rotation power, of course, because like still level 3 on Xingqiu, just barely level 3 as well. He's really hurting for the XP right now. Then of course your IO's going to try and get some XP.
K1 down bottom.
This is the move.
2 seconds stun. The stomp to try and interrupt. Stinger gets some separation for his carry. Will pay the price for it though. There's nothing to say, just runs him down. But they're able to get out with Hector.
Maybe we'll say a Hector TP top. Whisper is probably not asking for it. He's just playing versus creeps in the top lane, but Hector's gonna get kicked out of bot very soon.
God, that was close. One charge and a Lesh follow-up could be really deadly. Scan shows that they're still in that area as Y and Ame back to farming out the jungle.
Moving through together, getting these stacks as Whisper takes over that top lane. And we'll Marcy definitely likes being paired up with the bat. You could potentially see them move into that jungle on a couple levels there on that bat riders. You up all those support spells.
Used out now. Second split used, but immediately dead. And now the lift up. That is the reason that is quite good. Ooh, mistimes that one, but I don't think it's going to matter. So K1 stuck around too long, will get brought down for his trouble. That does open up mid, though. With no glyphs, Smile can go right ahead and keep punching this one.
And the Dispel Magic, that's a flat number, too. So early on, like, it's just 1,000 damage right now to all those summons. Instantly gone from the Storm Panda.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Combination of the Leshrac. You're not going to have summons for very long.
So Kursock's going for the Dragonlance. Looks like he's going to go for right click, but Beast Coast actually is defending this tower.
Going for it. Whisper starting to build up. A lot of damage out from Nothing to Say, though. Stinger right on top of him, trying to bring him down. Do they have enough? A couple more punches. The IO heal. It won't keep him alive. Xingqiu is in. Whisper stun. Big jump forward. Stun. And the lasso. Enough for the connection and the kill. Whisper. He lives. Gojira did it. Sonny in. Unreal. They don't spike it up. But he dies in Fountain. 4 dead. Beast Coast. They made the rotation that they needed.
I'm flabbergasted. I can't believe Whisper lived. I can't believe he got that save from Gojira. He's like a corpse just flying in there and somehow makes the save happen.
They try to force the tower with no split. Beast Coast recognizes that. They all just chain TP bot. 5 heroes end up there. Well, Hector's dead, but the rest of them all TP bot.
Yeah, and like he doesn't force the lasso right away, right? He just kind of holds onto it, dragging it further and further, and in the end, it's not even necessarily needed.
Looking for that +1 up there is exactly what they're hoping for. K1 caught again in the good. The Lesh, the bottom. That's not where you want to see this hero, but does have a couple other forms of help with both the Sven, extra armor, and nice deny there by Gojira. And then, of course, the IO can play together with them as well to keep survivable.
The Slush was drafted around very heavily to be kind of their win condition. Even though the Sven is their carry, he's going to get very farmed. They pick it as a support with the Lesh for armor. They pick the IO as a support to buff them up, give them health. So the fact this game is really bad is going to hurt their mid game.
Finishes the charge. Still in the area. Goes for the split. Looks for the stun. Smile backs away. And LGD pressuring heavy. They go a bit too far and will get caught. Whisper lifted up in the air means that they can't chase this that much further. But LGD, again, with a little bit of tension here, forcing the issue.
I actually feel like it's really hard for Beast Coast to make plays right now because they have such minimal damage. Because of this build of BSF's going, and he's not going to have this early blink or anything for a big explosion of damage with the lasso. You know, getting a lasso kill feels like there have to be so many heroes there right away, or just, I guess, Hector, right, with his big damage. He's obviously going to be farming for quite a while. So when these turnaround plays occur, and it's LGD who make a bad go, that's like the best case scenario for Beast Coast right now. Because now they just defended, they now relax, they're going to go back to farming up a little bit, and I feel like that's the kind of moment that they need over and over again for Beast Coast to make this game work.
We also talked about how there's not much save right now. So there's an IO, which is one of the original safe heroes, but the relocate right now takes 3.5 seconds. The lasso will be over for 1.5 seconds by the time you're out of the fight. And if that's what you're waiting for, it's not really a save at that point.
Both teams just farming up the Ancients right now.
Everyone loves their Ancient stacks. It's a lot of gold. The only issue with it is you're obviously not pressuring the map, and you're kind of giving space to the other team. It's just that you're both getting gold, and you're hopefully getting more.
Well, is there anything more classic than a elimination game 3 and both teams sitting on their own side of the river? Quite a while, right? This tends to happen. The nerves, the tension. Everyone just wants to make sure they have that one important item. They want to be forced into some fight before they have that next big upgrade. And oftentimes it's the team that makes that risk or takes that big play that can really take an edge in a moment like this.
LGD is just building towards their big items. Nothing to say, I think he kind of recognized his game's a little slow, so he's going to go for a Yules. As well as probably recognizing that Shadowfiend does not have a BKB, Hector's probably not going to buy a BKB.
Down bottom, they're moving in for Nothing to Say.
Tumblers.
They got him. Lasso there. They don't even need it. The combo of Gojira with Whisper, this opening 2, it's just so strong if they can get on top of you. Pressuring mid-tower.
This is what those good bats will do, right? They're always going to make sure that they only use the lasso when it's absolutely necessary, or else you're going to lose that pressure that you have on the map. Especially when you don't have the bots.
Marcy does so much damage. He went for max sidekick this game, kind of recognizing that LGD don't have the best heroes to push him away, because he's a support. You don't use all your stuns, all your spells on the Marcy, but if you don't, he'll kill you.
And they didn't go for that burst draft. They didn't wind up getting themselves some sort of a really heavy nuking mid with a single Laguna or something, or a Skywrath Mage support. So it really is all Gojira.
for one of the first times we've seen LGD down at this early game moment, but there are a couple of timings they're looking for. They just finished that Wraith Pack on the Brewmaster, going to be incredibly helpful for them to sort of control these fights as Whisper heads away through the jungle.
It is under a ward. He just walked through the river there, so they kind of know that he's running into this territory. That's why they're backing away now with Whisper and Gojira. So how do we take down the Wraith Pack in this game if you're Beast Coast? You got yourself a Marcy.
The Marcy ult.
Yeah,
Marcy's going to try the best to get it. Whisper is finishing Blink, so the Blink lasso, big threat. Probably any hero dies who gets lassoed. I don't think there's much save for LGD outside of being able to split and purge all those sticky napalms all fast enough, and even that's kind of a big ask.
I still think Faith Beyond's going to be hard to bring down, though.
It's true.
1500 HP. I don't know.
I mean, it depends on the position, obviously. We'll keep our eyes on it, what ends up happening here, but a charge going to be canceled, Xingqiu through, as the mid-tier 1 tower is going to fall. Eul Scepter completed on the Lesh. When they come together and they group up as 5, that LGD lineup is incredibly hard to break into.
But Sven's still top of the net worth. His game's really good as well. When you have an IO partner, the IO saps a lot of XP. He's always tethered. So the fact that he's having such a good game, he's almost the same level as Hector, but it means that IO's level 8.
Yeah.
Wise having a great game. He's also maybe getting a last hit or two here, closing in on the mech. So just a lot of sustain and experience going to the IO based on this pair.
And that's where it's really kind of on the CK, I guess, right? To try and get that split up. That's a bit of a classic, the CK versus the IO. You can get like that grab if they commit into the fight and you're not the main target. You pull them, you blow up the IO as fast as you can, because if you don't get that blow up on the IO and the mech pops, then Sven just has too much HP.
Nothing to say, Invis, they spot Stinger, able to break that charge. Good rebound in. They get the ulti immediately, the fear, but Faith Beyond interrupted. It's not enough. He's going to get the split off. K1 separated from the rest of his team. He's trying to survive, get a kill, but it's not going to happen. Gojira now chased, now pummeled, and Ame there to clean up. So LGD win that fight in the mid with the split. And they find anybody else, doesn't quite look like it. Nothing to say. Eul Scepter lift up, and in fact, they do. Okay, the chase, the continue, and Stinger, he's gone.
It looks so good. The very start of the fight, the lasso into Requiem with the splitter. It looked like he was going to be a 3-man Earth splitter, but the Wraith Pack makes him survive. He gets a split off. He's Faith Beyond is tanky, and once you commit all your big ultimates and they get a split off, you kind of run out of juice.
Whisper, if he sticks around too long, this is going to be another dead hero. Blinks in, guess who's there? Yeah. Nothing to say, spots him immediately. Nowhere left to go. The relocate forward, and Beast Coast, they're going to lose their offlaner. LGD keeping this one going.
I love that play too by bringing Faith Beyond as well instead of having to grab Ame, so he's still able to like push out that bottom lane right now. He feels safe on this part of the map, and having that vision in combination with the Euls is really cool because sometimes it can feel like a little bit bad, I would say, on current Lesh Rack to buy Euls, but knowing that you can't get fogged by any situation because of the charge is really helpful.
It's also just that Bloodstone's such a good item that it's hard to take value in buying the Euls or buying a Kaya early just because of how good it is, but especially in this game, I think he recognized that there's so much burst damage that he just needs to catch. His Spirit Breaker doesn't have amazing catches, IO's no catch, the Brewmaster has little to no catch.
It's a very slow catch.
Yeah, relying on your carry to always have to catch is a lot of pressure on him, especially when he needs to be the hero who's top of the net worth, always farming, shows up late to the fight, so kind of recognizing, I think as well, generally with Lesh IO, the IO supplements you. It gives you health, gives you mana, so you're able to buy catch and feel good just because of the IO.
Ame does still want to help with the catch, though. He buys a blink. Faith Beyond also finishing up a blink right now, so the catch is very real from LGD. The question is, are they going to be the cats and the mites are here up on?
I'll find out.
Because Beast Coast, they got dogs in the seats.
That's true.
So
it's pretty good against
There's
them.
a DD and BKB on Chris Luck on the Shadow Team, level 13.
I mean, they want to fight right now in LGD. If they take this poorly, this could go completely wrong, but it's starting off pretty good. Stinger there. Stun onto 2. The rebound forward. Pulls him in. Tries to make this work. They get the charge. Connecting onto Stinger with Marcy dead. Things get weird. The lift up on the Shadow Fiend. This is looking pretty good, but when he comes back down, he's got BKB ready. See Smile turns. Ready to punch the lasso there. They got nothing to say. He's gone. Can they find any more? Hector, stun. Ame tries to run away. Good blink out. So with that, the disengage gets LGD out.
This is looking a lot more like game one in terms of the fight starts in one spot and it just kind of spreads everywhere. Like people are going every which direction. We got all kinds of mobility.
Something like damage for nothing to say. I think he either was out of the Warcry range or it expired, so that's kind of his physical protection right now. He has Yules, he doesn't have much health. The Io is also playing with the Sven for most of the fight, so he's not really getting this help that he needs, especially with how the game's playing out.
Lions had a great save on Zigq as well there too. Saw him in the fight. He got a little bit deep on the Spirit Breaker, but he manages to jump on in. And part of that was that again the illusions got purged instantly.
No BKB. Will Scepter in some trouble, tries to turn, tries to get him out. Requiem of Souls going to get some separation, and K1 comes in, wants to clean up. No ulti available. He's dead. Now Xingqiu looking for a bash, not able to find it. No bash, but they do get the stun. Stinger, the stun! Oh, Stinger! You saved his life! Xingqiu brought down! They saved the region! LGD lose them all into Roche!
Oh, the Knights of the Round Table can finally join a fight here without having the ultimate there from Faith Beyond. He's able to get that big burst damage that Chaos Knight is so well known for. They head into the pit. They're going to find that Aegis, all from what looked like such a disastrous start.
Just like that, they open this one up. What a huge win that fight was. Man, that aura.
And Stinger was struggling for this game, right? I feel like, you know, the best thing he'd been doing so far, I feel like, was getting initiated on first, and then he hits a save like that.
It looks so scary. Crystal has no BKB. You think he can just get bursted here, but a nice jump kind of slows the damage down from nothing to say. Even pulls him back so he can't follow up. Gets a Requiem off, fears him in opposite direction, so it splits up the entire fight.
And the illusion's actually living, right? Like, that's a huge part of this, too. It's like, nothing to say, comes in, he
dies so fast
right.
in the back.
Just
that tree, dude, that tree!
The sidekicks on the illusion as well.
Oh.
Helping out.
Yes. That the illusions don't get the bonus damage.
Easy. It's great. Very helpful.
Yeah. Look at him. So he's like, don't worry, guys, I got this.
Just baiting.
This is where it's scary about maybe Ame's build, maybe nothing to say's build. They don't have BKBs. Versus Shadow Fiend, versus Bat, versus Elder Titan. There's so many different spells that can clip you and kind of kite you at the fight that now it's kind of a question of, do we have to wait for these BKBs? And every time you ask yourself, do we need to wait for BKBs? The game feels very stressful. It feels like you can never stand in front of them when they smoke you like they are right now. You can never hold areas. You're constantly running away and just worrying.
Ame in the river. They got eyes on him, but good blink out. Can Whisper find him? On the backside, the chase is there. The pushback, the lasso. Xingqiu wants to save, but he might just be going deeper in for trouble. Couple more punches. Faith Beyond, he has the split. This fight is in pretty far. They have everybody back alive in a second. With Marcy already dead, C-Smile, he just has to TP out.
Gets the blink off there on Whisper, up to the high ground, not found before the TP, so looks like Stinger will just get left behind here.
Yeah, and there's the lift up, so they'll find that or other Titan. And a couple more punches. LGD able to strike back. That's what they need.
Really close to being a disaster. He doesn't get the blink off on the Sven. That's probably just 2 free kills there. There's no turnaround, but yeah, the split's used for just 2 supports.
That's true. Part of that though as well, like the way they split up that, you can see the damage issues, I guess, for Beast Coast, right? Where it's like they can't get the Sven right away, so that even though there's a couple heroes next to Faith Beyond, he really has no concern that he's going to die. Just that slight breakup of the engagement from Xingqiu, and as Spirit Breaker gets stronger and stronger, I feel like it's almost going to be like a double threat they have of both the IO coming through with the tether and the back or a relocate save, as well as just the charging through of the cow to break up this sort of like I don't know.
Let's take a charge.
Yeah.
one charges into save.
Oh, of course.
Miracle, and one just charges through the stun.
That's the way to do it, man.
It feels like it has to be so coordinated right now for Beast Coast. And they're obviously doing a great job, but I feel like one spanner in the works could really be a problem for them.
It's a testament to how much they've been able to do now, but they need more to close this game out, and LGD are not going to give them any freebies. This team is still so strong right now, and particularly if that Lesh is able to just run through the rest of them, you can get one of those Dispel Magics on the CK illusions. That's where things can really turn.
Now here's a question. Ame has finished the BKB, so there's still an Aegis now for about 2 minutes left on the Shadow Fiend, but if you kill the supporting crew around him, the Elder Titan I think is the most important hero right now. Elder Titan and Bat, if those 2 go down, Sven can get kited, Shadow Fiend can get kited, Marcy will just die at some point to 2 hits from the Sven, and the question is just how do you find the Elder Titan and Bat? They're the ones going on you, and when they're going on you, it's so much harder to kill them.
Well, the eventual goal of the Aegis is achieved. Make their way up top, they grab the outpost, the tier 2 tower. Beast Coast going to try and cement some positioning up here. Some great vision laid down as well.
He finds him. The relocate to try and get him out. Yules to interrupt.
Nice.
The rest of the team coming on in. See Smile swaggering forward. Gets him with the DD. Another hit. Why not? He was ready. Listen.
You saw how close it was. For nothing to say Yules. It looked almost the exact same time of both of the Yules. And if he gets it off first, then the IO gets the reload off. They both get out safely. And, well, maybe not the IO gets out safely. But nothing to say gets out safely. And it's not as bad. The last would be on cooldown.
18-13. What a freaking win this would be. Even thinking, can they even make a win happen here? They have absolutely looked incredibly strong on Beast Coast, and for LGD, the smoke up now.
30 seconds left on that Aegis, right? Looking for that perfect timing right now. Beast Coast have great vision. Again, they've seen a lot of these movements around the map right now from LGD.
They have IO relocate with Lesh. They're TPing down. See Smile in pretty far. On the other side, they get the Yule Scepter lift up. See Smile in some trouble, getting pummeled, getting punched. He still has that Aegis though. The back line, they find Whisper. Still a ton of damage out. IO dead. K1 going toe-to-toe against Ame. BKB running out low. Gojira in. They chase, they stun. The rebound off the mark. K1 barely living. BKB finally out. Getting the regen, getting the lifesteal. A couple more punches. The Yule Scepter keeps him alive. The bash is there. The charge throw. That's what LGD needed. But the fear, nothing to say. A couple more hits. C-Smile doesn't quite have the range. They're pulling them apart on LGD. 4 dead. Only C-Smile set, but the Requiem barely in time. The relocate gets him away, but C-Smile, he's left all alone on the stage and in the game. He doesn't have anybody with him. C-Smile goes down. LGD take that one.
They find that perfect moment. The Aegis is expiring. They see, like, you know, Beast Coast, they felt so comfortable. They have this vision, but a perfect smoke, that great mobility across the map. They're going to have them to charge as well as the relocate. And LGD just fully pulling apart that fight as well. So many tiny little moments that could have turned this for Beast Coast. The missed rebound, right? The inability to get off the ultimate as well from K1 because of the way this fight started.
It looks so scary for Crystal. 20 seconds on the Aegis when the fight starts. You don't want to pop your BKB first life, but you just kind of get kited, you get slowed, and you just have to accept the fact you don't do damage for 10 seconds of the fight while your whole team is dying in the backline.
Yeah, I thought here this is going to look really good because, like, Fabian's losing his ultimates, and, like, Hector's actually going to be able to get off his ultimate, and then you have this rebound come through right here from Gojira, just barely off the mark. I can't believe that misses.
That was so close.
It looks so close, and he's able to turn that around. Hector doesn't get off the ultimate. He's lacking all that burst damage, and, of course, this big save as well on the Lesh rack. Big bash.
Oh, man.
Charge. Nothing to say. Also, just barely lives. 1 hit away from dying.
I mean, like we've talked, I feel like there's a lot of damage issues going on for Beast Coast, and so when everyone's getting away just like that little bit, right, it's extra punishing.
Xingqiu gonna get ran down. Whisper, he got killed off first in that last round of the fight. They need him desperately to make these engagements work in their favor, and they do find that pick off on Xingqiu. Spirit Breaker that has been so pesky in these games, but 26 minutes in, there's barely anything separating these two teams. We're gonna have to wait for that next Roche.
And a couple big items as well as we had there, right? Like the BKB on the Marcy, certainly a pretty huge one to be watching for. Try and, I mean, in terms of control through the BKB, there's not really much you're going to be committing to a Marcy in these engagements.
See that swing. Back and forth it goes.
Also, AC is almost finished for Faith Beyond. We saw how effective it was last game when the AC was picked up. This item is very good, especially for Shadowfiend. Shadowfiend, one of the best things he does is -7 armor to every single hero around him. You just nullify that almost completely.
ET as well. I mean, there's a lot at play here that an AC is going to be really enabling for your team versus.
Also, just the Warcry. We also see Ame picks up the Shard, which will sometimes see the carry skip on spend just because they want damage.
Xingqiu chased again, and Whisper again right there on top of them. They're going to drop some wards. The rebound comes out, and another kill. So LGD kind of just bleeding kill after kill in this top lane.
Did you get away with that, though? That was pretty cute. You know, the
like it.
placement in the middle of dying.
It's a little scary, but his goal right now is just to push this top lane now. I think they're probably buying time for this AC to be finished, which it is now. Nothing to say. Also, just gets plate mail. Ame gets his Chrysalis, so they hit some timings based off of this, and they're going to try to look to fight, but it's all about the Roche.
Yeah, the
Everyone needs to worry about the Roche.
And the vision around that part of the map, because that is something that they are lacking in LGD, and they have relocate, they have the charge from the Spirit Breaker, so this is where they want to be playing right now from LGD, and it's going to be hard for them to actually get into that point of the map, so they have to do it the old-fashioned way, and just run as a team, smoke up and head on in.
The scary thing for LGD is, as they smoke up, is Ame has kind of only been able to fight during the duration of his BKB. Every single time the BKB ends, you see him run away. He'll have 20, 30 seconds left on God Strength, but there's just so many random spells that Beast Coast has. I don't think there's a Lotus yet on LGD. There's not much they can do to help them.
DD and Invis for Season.
Right on top of them, they find one. The rebound is huge. Nothing to say. Trying to survive through that BKB. The Bloodstone doing some good work. But right on top of them, Gojira keeps the pressure going. Meanwhile, Ame turns to fight, takes down Stinger.
Gojira in the back.
Back away from this one. Does get brought very, very low. The blink in and the kill. Nothing to say. Still living. Barely, but pulls in. K1 finds him for the finish. And they kick down Whisper Ame. He's turning it up right now. But a 3-second stun. Siege Smile still lifted in the air. They need that Shadow Fiend in there. They won't quite get it. Buyback from Nothing to Say. 3 heroes alive each team.
No more BKBs on either team. So the Lesh has a really good advantage, but also Whisper buys back, so it's kind of the two heroes that want the BKB on a cooldown, both back into the game. No supports in the game either.
Heading on
It's a
in.
little scary.
Yeah, and Beast Coast, they keep doing this, bringing out constant mangoes. Ensure they can stay out on the map. Faithbeyond trying to delay things here.
No God Strength still, though. That's really hard for Ame to fight into it. This Roche could come down. It could be everything for them. Lesh also separating away from the rest of the squad. Beast Coast grouping together.
Oh, it's
the
a
charge
in here, though, you know?
This is dangerous.
Hit from the charge.
They've got him. Constant vision. Whisper hunting over the top to push back onto both. They cancel the charge and they're giving up the Roche. That is going to be an Aegis in hand for Beast Coast, along with that shard.
Full Data is finished on Chris Luck. A lot of damage.
I mean, this is normally where the games get decided. And for Beast Coast, this would be their highest placement ever. And for LGD, it'd be the lowest placement since TI6 if they get knocked out at this point.
They pass that shard over to Whisper here.
Aether Lens finished, and Aegis, actually, on the Batrider. Which is a little interesting. I would think maybe Shadow Fiend would want it just to hit buildings or the Chaos Knight, but Whisper is the easiest to kill. He has no armor, he has not much HP. He was out.
This is a big one if they can get it. Fear, nothing to say. Yule Scepter lifting him up, trying to kill him, and they get him. No buyback. 90 seconds, he was just standing there.
I don't know. That was a bold place to be. I mean, Faithbeyond was nearby, but we're at that point now where there is the big damage, right? We've gotten there, especially when you know they have that confidence coming from an Aegis like that to just move forward on the map.
And nobody has buyback right now for either of these teams. Whisper did buy out for his, which is probably why they give him that Aegis. But that is a rough one. Very rough. Still 6 minutes, but the big jump through. No Aegis on Shadow Fiend. That's the price you pay. And now K1 also goes down. Whisper's the only one left alive. LGD, they strike back in the biggest way.
All right, just bait. We don't need him. That's all it was.
The damage of the Sven. Just stun after stun after stun, and he just pumps it out.
All it took was a second. A second.
Was it that long?
Close. Oh my God. And we swing back the other way.
I feel like the comms in that moment are just silence because it was just over. It was just done. Everything feels so good. You're all excited. You're thinking of the next step of going high ground, right?
High ground.
Yeah.
For 60 seconds, and someone's saying no buyback.
All this brain power just says oh, we're prepping for this situation that we'll be going high ground in a moment, and this is happening. He's just cleaving and cutting you all in half.
So we almost hope someone on our team is saying hey guys, they can fight us. Be careful, be careful.
Yeah.
You ready? And they weren't ready. Not that time.
Well, they did use a bunch of big ultis, but they're going to be back up again since everybody was dead for so long. The plus side of your Beast Coast is, since everybody died immediately, there's still 2.5 minutes left on this Aegis. I don't know if they're going to feel confident just walking up a high ground again, though.
Whisper can find perhaps a big play there. I mean, he's got the dust, right? He's ready for anything. Goes for this hop in.
They're going to smoke up, try to get this Xin Q pick, but a little too fast. LGD just wait for this next split. They goes 5, and you probably just want to bait the Brew and hope he doesn't get killed in one hit. That's why he's trying to finish this Aeondis, because if Nothing to Say doesn't get jumped, if Ame is able to jump himself, which means that he doesn't get jumped, he gets a kill. Nothing to Say will follow up, clean up after the BKBs. The split will kind of break apart the fight, and for the side of Beast Coast, they need these jumps. They need the lasso, they need the Earth Splitter, they need the Shadow Fiend to get his BKB off every single fight. They have the damage, it's just whether or not they're able to do it in the fight.
Yeah, and why, of course, having that better XP, as usual, as an IO tethered up, is closing in at least, is the highest level support, I think, in the game right now, in terms of getting around, alongside Xin Q, but try and get yourself to level 18. Every little bit helps if you actually want to get some sort of a save with this relocate.
True. And if they can make it work. So less than 2K separating these two teams. In terms of buybacks, which again is going to be one of the big things we need to keep our eyes on, still a couple heroes that are missing those ones as well, as smoke now comes from LGD. It's everybody. Everybody missing it, whether from gold or whether from time. But a overwhelming blink now done on the Sven. So more ways. I mean, Ame this game has absolutely been able to pull this back into their favor. He's been doing everything for them.
Got another 10 armor from the level 20 talent, so even just tankier on every single hero on LGD and kind of closing in on the 25. He'll get another, he'll go for the stun, I would assume. They don't have damage issues. Just stun the Shadow Fiend for 3 seconds, kill him, just move on target to target, just one by one, and then they'll fall.
Shadow Fiend in the meantime trying to get into a butterfly now, which would be a huge win for them as well.
How many smokes they've stacked up over there on LGD, huh?
I've seen a lot of them.
Another one popped out right now.
On the side of Beast Coast, this fight, catch the Brew. Kill the Brew. He has an Andis, but if you can somehow either force the split, completely kite the fight out.
Well, they are not forwarding the source in the fight out. In fact, it's going to be the other way around. LGD pushing to the other side. Okay, Aegis still a couple of seconds, 8 seconds left actually. Do they kill him in time? They do. So Aegis going to come back in just a moment. Trying to back away, but see Smile, he's dead. Dead for 80. No buyback at all. Stinger also in trouble. Gonna get dropped. LGD win a huge one now as they will spot Gojira but can't bring him down in time.
And that's their turnaround hope. If C-Smile can survive, get him back up after that Aegis is popped on Whisper, and he does manage to escape at the very least, but knowing that there's no C-Smile to help, the rest of them just bail on this fight. They know there's no real chance for them to take one versus LGD, and that's going to give them this tier 1 tower up top. A little bit
He got clipped by the Brew split stun, the Earth. Panda throws a little rock and doesn't get the PKB off, so then the Sven chain stuns him, takes him down.
That's all it takes, huh?
Oh, just a single rock. I don't think Hector was really able to either join that fight, so...
No, he was just killing Brew spirits. Some Brewlings.
It's looking a little hard, but...
They're hunting right now, trying to find a quick pick. This is kind of crazy. Thought about it. I am not sure. Beast Coast, very bold running in with a lot of their heroes dead.
I mean, this tree kills someone instantly.
Hector pops it, push back onto everybody. The charge comes through. It's a lot of contain. Another flame break, nothing to say. Down low, gets pulled back in. Do they have the damage? The lasso, everything trying to kill him, but nothing to say. You ain't taking down this man.
Ame's just there. He's just kind of like sauntering in, you know, the music's playing, it's the boss sounds, the bass is thumping, and they want more.
They keep going. They keep finding him off the back of Xingqiu's Spirit Breaker. The last couple of minutes, it's all falling apart. And LGD, the ones that rock the boat.
And it all started with the nothing to say dieback in the mid lane. Just a bait on the tier 2 mid, just kill after kill. LGD hits all their timings. They keep getting stuns, and the cores are not able to actually like survive the stuns. They have no save on Beast Coast. There's so many different stun ways for them to play the fight out that it just looks really hard for them to take a team fight.
They're going to head up to high ground now. At least one set of racks claimed, and they might go for more. Again, no buyback on Whisper, no buyback on K1 here. Trying to make this lower bracket run work for themselves.
You gotta imagine they're playing this pretty safe. There's a tier 2 up top, so you don't have to go. That was LGD.
Requiem out, couple punches, catching onto one, it's not enough damage. Nothing to say, Yule Scepter, dodge away, find Gojira, kill him off, see Smile, nowhere to go. He too will fall in LGD. The path is clear to move on. Top 6, can they finish it off? Do they go all in, or are they just going to play it safe? It looks like they are.
Actually heading up top there too. No tier 2 top, really taking no risks.
Unreal.
From how need a really good catch right now to extend the game out.
From how good it was looking for Beast Coast early to how much LGD have just wrestled back control from them. And now trying to close this out as they head up, go for the mega creeps. 40 seconds still where no C-Smile is going to be there.
Nothing to say scouting. He's looking for that sneaky play, checking the tree lines with the Shivas, but Singer's way back.
They keep going. Megas are theirs. And with that, LGD will retreat back, ensure that they don't give up anything, although maybe it's a fake back. They catch sight for a moment, thought about it. Still ready to run on in.
Spearbreaker has the shard. Planar Pocket, I believe is the name.
Yes.
Very interesting. The cool thing is it'll kind of tank the lasso for his cores. It'll tank the Chaos Knight stun, maybe the dispose. I don't know how the interaction with that one works, but
Don't worry about it.
we'll see. If we get there, we'll see it. So it's really nice for the cores of LGD. They're able to just sit there and hit. And if he takes a lasso, I think the fight is really hard for Beast Coast. They really need this lasso in the Urge player. They needed it all game. And dude, it doesn't even provide the damage anymore. There's so much armor on the side of LGD. There's so much healing and sustain. Even this Wraith Pack is just kind of mitigating all this damage, and it's making the damage issues more, more impactful.
It's a true team effort here on the side of LGD. It's gonna be very hard to pick off one of these little units. They're like the herd, the buffalo running together. No one left behind.
I think it's been very impressive how Faith Beyond has been playing these fights. He keeps jumping in and committing his body. He knows how tanky he is. He keeps kiting it out with all the slows, and he's always the front line.
And looking to end this one here. Faith Beyond, the one up front and center, blinks in. BKB, nothing to say, still fine. They're going to TP out of there on one. And Xingqiu, are they going to be able to kill him? They jump on in. Lasso saved. Gets him away. Couple more punches, 2 seconds stun, but K1 can't even hunt him down. The control is there. LGD, they cover themselves perfectly. GG is called. LGD, they're moving on.
They're on their feet here. The LGD fans, they love to see it. Again, looking a little bit worse in there. East Coast managed to do so much in that early game, but LGD, they hold fast. They recognize how they can do this together as a team if they just tank up, watch that big initiation play that they need there from Whisper. And despite that really strong start, it's classic LGD.
I think Faith Beyond, again, as I was saying, a very impressive performance. Ame, he's the one who carries the game. He's really farmed. He's top net worth. He's destroying everybody. I think the way Faith Beyond kites the fights out and makes it hard for Beast Coast to just win the game. It's impressive.
He's going to lead them across the stage over there to see their opponent.
That's right. Giving a little bit of appreciation, the love to this lone Beast Coast player who made it on through, as he did put on a really good performance. The rest of the team obviously playing there from the hotel. And they pushed him. They pushed him to the absolute limit. I think that's worth keeping your eyes on. But LGD, this is a team that has had one goal this entire time. That is winning TI. Anything else is unacceptable for them. We'll see if they can keep it going. Now, at least as far as what we've seen, it's constantly looked incredibly impressive from them. We'll let the panel break down the rest of it now.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. What a back and forth here for this third and the second.